my share from a bra not case in our court. Yen share from a year the submission of no case in a horn and pese ye den common ifi. Na a horna lawyer and the appear could be a sabre no Chairman Wontumi lawyer no cha or minor and as attorney general or more some more air can court no. And ya there no didn't was a court in the Chairman Wontumi man be in some and a court no say Debbie from the attorney general name in Crawford Japan. Our case there was a beyano. Yabba and no answer so but my into the muka submission of no case na they will be no and and only a day.
You can't submission of no case and no acquire brofu but a sign a legal terminology about a lawyer more. The air can say unina subia the here say judge best number afraid the pani abon kwadun say umbrana ombeyina no no say ban the criminal cases me the baby I can say I am me fan say a boxing match only 2 rounds. First round here for prosecution in a second round here for defense sana me hunu inti mostly no na me my approach and they say by the end of the first round na mabobo wa ma Wontumi so rebi nti hu hia say be friend me client cross over na ombeyina no so what you say because the whole first one the time attorney general no in the case to floor now ordinary witnesses swaba nti as defense counsel no you have the opportunity who are kwanya na be questions your friend cross examination the whole man so Wontumi here ni Wontumi demolish the entire case of the prosecution na fe hu hia say you be friend na emra ni mu no where the criminal procedure act na emra na e de hwese ne yedi criminal cases or court no procedures are used no say ranu anu eba na wiye na say prosecution aka nsem nyina ma e nanse fo so nyina ba be kasa ya tetu bia no nkrata bibia dance di bibia ohia bi odin nyina ba beto ama sese ni wa wie na femu dia oni asem bia kan bi emra na kire sese du sa time na o say judge no o temu afo no o hwe de e dia betu nanim nyina de akoso nyina so hwe nyina no hwe say who be here say defense counsel when the accused person no obeba na onso be yiwa no na yehwemu a nsem na yakeka no o say obe yiwa no because say nsem na chichiro enti edu sa stage na sa tumi na nkasa na area say judge nsa nemo no as a lawyer no onso wo ye adwuma ma wo client enti sa wo hwe na say ya de a bibia akoso gina na se dan dimu mpempen so o se du no ndu ho no mu a Wontumi sere judge ne say o pese o ma wakwanya no na obey sa submission of no case no e kire say o pese o de nkata beto court nanim e ma ohu say de on beka ni na entasu ana endum mpempen so emra no a hye say o se timi du ansa na ya fre accused person o mra no so me yina no and submission of no case mu ni case. What you say submission of no case na say say mu case bia ndiem bo asem ngo
okay
but essence that to me no judge ni nsam ntino judge na nkasa betimi take sa decision ni say mu case anase mu case
and based on enkomo
that is a
defense in okay
that is the time of prosecution why ni bia wie oni asem bia kan bi oni hwiye bi sa stage no and afa ye ba be ko men can say round 2 and e be frɛ accused person so be gina dakem na so be yiwa no o na se force for bra ansa na e ho be hia say judge be frɛ say won so bra na be gina dakem emra ne say o say judge ne sese prosecution case o dia ba court na wo wie oni asem bia kan bi no won sese ni na no we no mbo ne tofa into wie na hwɛ na ensem no e ade a wo say wo ba e be yiwa no because be bebre etia wa ansa na wa frɛ o say bra enye sa edu sa stage na sa stage na keke no emra ne kire se wo hwe na den pepe so wo se du ntimi ndu yi a na se nipa no ntimi nye case bia ntia no mu ni case ntina so bugu
all right na no course no eventually justice Audrey Kokovite ye say Chairman Wontumi one ne lawyers omo case was omo ebeya no asemo ho was omo beya no yen hwe sa ho no na o hwe ensema na prosecution na present ya na ensema na o beka say emu eden nafa no say Chairman Wontumi man open in defense.
No correct name we dey say eno suntina eneno omo ba be yi o manu nso yesi ya tie afanu mienu ni na na bebu awabua wo se bi won mu a unya tie di kan pe no hepe ina be pent man ko bua nso na wunti ni pa no mu asam ye ukuti ni pa no because oh sa na asem ne tie boss wa dua sesa nti won say oba ya no so yetie na mu asam no so be defend no still judge no ebu anfo ama watwe na so nti threshold level bia I was certain bia no to me do case do your friend is sufficient evidence so to me do sa level no ko ade a se nipa no eba be ni ho anu ama me ni ho anu sa stage no so ka say member me kasa na so wo hwe na obetimi agina so e de ebu anfo a me ka e de esi the bisu are ignaini but senior ejuma nkasa na manfo nse dani the right to remain silent ya tisa asem ne sai bo American movies a boni achi obi ni akachire you have the right to remain silent this are the man right fundamental right to be our side no so you have right to be sama se bi na me nkasa o timi for so me nti so u take o say so your right to remain silent it means also won kasa
okay
so nti to be wo ho no mo a say prosecution wie ni die nwi awoni asem bi aka bi na say ye fro say Bernard Antwi-Boasiako you anu at that stage ultimate can say I have a right to remain silent enya dia me take the stand akọ doc nim akọ eden akọ himano if you take that decision now judge no ebehe the akoso nyina no ekosi at that stage no ogina so da say obey akweto and say obey convict based on that enti ni tete mu nyina say threshold bi a was a ultimate case ni do so when me amfa do ho there case na nko nanim ebebagu but so ultimate do ho nko there judge befrel se brabe gina dakem na so brabe yiwa no ni enti wo so wonu mu asa enti ade a na threshold no mo meet na prosecution meet amana bro so enti na friend no so mra no
asemi ba eventually ruling ne ba ye nene nansa no o manfo ni bi aka se 20 years they are den ma yenti ase ruling na ba no sections ben ye koye constitution ma section ben na a 5 said the ruling no koye na say ni no ho ana say mra ben na wo man no emu a e kire said dia ruling betimi akona no
kasa na yesuya dia anti point of correction we na judgment
okay
ruling
all right that's we
ruling ne ba time a wo de adesede bi akoto judge ni tama case ni koso no or the home wayaba
to say the na opesa omdi because
no case
and I say opesa omdi call Supreme Court for interpretation
adesede dia friend bro from can application
all right
into the kwa no mu na ruling
that's it
ba case ni wie na say judge de na no mu asemo ba no the wie case na no judgment
all right
oh yeah so judgment na ba ye no me ma famu de me hu ni say no kwa so no ni nti American sa ni say omo ana ye de mo gina daka mu a ya bom kodu a na omo e defend you mo te say Chairman Wontumi ene the other person say me ref ni din kakra
okum I think Eugene okum
omo mi no omo no mu nsem na nya ba ko what you say and I think say this case won they I don't know if they felt they could get away with it or something you know because it's just unfortunate so me ready the course now I begin to wonder why am go for a plea bargain so when I mention because say unim second accused person or say or no or a minor or a small scale minor ena okoje concession ni bi efi Wontumi ho no ena de injo no ya che no o person o kire say or a small scale minor injo nya bo ni bia so what you say ho ena ma asemo no efi ase den ekekere wo mo menu nyina injo person o kire say na minor na o ye what you say ena Wontumi nso kire say oh me man kan say brabe mine o ba kwa na hon ma ya wi ndina me say ko na anwia na yetutu ye ne ko fele na du yakube wo so na se mum mienu nipa mienu mo ye ade na mum mienu ma adwen nya kura just will be chantro. What I say? It's just will be chantro. By ye who the kind of crack, and I who the old chantro. No, nay, bonus na acusino. Your mum, you mean, your mamma, what is it? Honor at the end of because only you know more someone in Asia. Because mine is different from self land reclamation. Completely different. They are two different things. And the ones among me or Monumusam, Monswana Moshaho. What I say? And I'm one Amudi Juma, any Abatomusu, any Acham. Now we see, ya. Once I born in the Sinu, Mumina Monumusam in Yakono, Mumina, and Mamma Watcham. And the Omu case in it. I'm say, Abia, meaning, but no Sanka. Omutimi ye bibia and can be Sadi and Gibia a switching be Kibi and Kamba. But once at one casa, one to me and Casay, now on some walk and one casa walk and swear Chichira one casa. In some no Mokano, not a Chichiro. That's the whole thing. Aha, and once I walk on some day Chichiro 100 years. Where who ye 20 years I reckon. First, no, now punishment, no, they are switching and they are around 3 years, 5 years. No crowd na fine crown count. Yeah, na Kufuor. Yeah, former president. On one name reso. And almost sesa Minerals and Mining Act. Imrana indigenous so the friends a trial more they are convicted you the Minerals and Mining Act. And no actually a good year if a more good year a year to a corner before so abayan. Opeso kutubia. A home crack some by any permit by Jenny Lansing what the dinner, who give you so at the over any one Nina room, and any ma I am from so, so we so I name I am from so, and also Yachawa, a bit me do a cocotona, a convictua, punishment Nina, a womb. What they are saying to any idea, or be I can't film for a moment, and then they're not getting or they I am real. Ukuma in our backing can work judgment now, judging you could to even your friends on section 14 in what they're doing now. And it's a mere organ. Now, Kufuor the Mresna or Sessamunu. And now Ghana fool now, and they say punishment is what incident for a year Galamsey in almost say you any fool, any assassin BBR in Janutino or Moon Crisino in a minimum of 15 years and could see maximum of 25 years. And judge no say, Ebuafo and I bet you so they are sending a man that can say, Yemfa and Chuasono. Judging into Mrs. Sano. Into instead of 25 years, a maximum, and or year no 20 years. Into can say, a switching near you, a switching near you, Mrano na judge no the ono de Juma. What you say? Aha, into Mrano so ubia de Mra a year Juma, untimi emblem.
Judgement ne buy and come back also I buy the man for case above case say the corporate view was PS they say BBC no can say Osha Akonta mine in a corporate entity.
Yeah.
And he say ye didn't come on and Akonta mine in 7 na form but ban say na ye yatri men can say yatri Chairman Wontumi free enumuna sabre ye de e hon kwedu e de ebon. My yusu and de kakra ho san komo there's a corporate view in here who PS in any idea. Rabbi in a kind of seminar. At what point any bit me a PS view and na individuals a war need me at your mabana, ye do original branding him as humans, not as corporate entities.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that's any sir I say Misawi. Bano company. Emremuno company su nipa. Nemo no you can say artificial human being. On any pankasa or bit me akasa ananti akwaba. But for the purposes of regulation, classify a company also as a human being. But we also know sinamekanya you can company ni ano de bekasa ni na de betuko ananti. Inti enunti na ye adwuma company inti nipa desani na eko na wa apply na ya fa no ye adwuma company no inti wo ye adwuma na company na ye adwuma no sanity inti se wo kokudi boni o company di mu a na se company na edi boni no inti mra na ma ho kwan se ade a ye mfomso o de company ni din e na akwa no itimi charge company ni so e charge company na edu sa stage na obon se wa we director ene wa nso ka ho a mokukudi sa bon ye charge mu na ka ene company no so what you say because a company ni dimu ena mo de kodi say adwuma no nti o say the company ni so kan because you find say company ni so yi nipa emre mu no sa na akoba nti say won kasa na onam baby na kodi uboni a ene de say wo ye chewa ye bo okwadu ayen fa company bi anka ho ba yesa say de course no company ni dim ena mo de ko ye bibia no na say ye charge so say the company ni so kan because emre mu ye bu company say onu so yi nipa so but esa say company no ntimi fa company ko to prison na nipa oye director because who are director of company wona I was so say the intia ye establish a company no and no pe ho adwuma na ba ye na nko ya de foforo because wona oye company ni ti ene na adwen ene the bibia ni decision maker ni director e kan director ona director ni ma a chire kwan no bi ntimi fa so enti se ekoba ne se company ni di mu na mo de ko ye sa de na kire mo ankasa no mo adwen mu na mo ye de mo de ko ye sa de no enti e be charge company de but say at the end of the day ni issue say ampa de mo ye ni na no enye ne kwan so ye convict ya e be convict company so aka by about sentence na wa ye directors mo na be kwa ko se wo if se mo no sanka mo hwe na di enti ya ye ti company no na mo be hwe so ma ye ne sa na mo hwe ma ye ne sa na akoba asem for enti mo na mo de mo benya so twen
okay
nti hwe mu a on se na nka director ba ku bi o sanka na omo kan ba ono Wontumi na nanu mu asem so nipa na kra 2021 baby no so to contain nke bi that's what you nephew what you say because you can't say we director and say bibi ani de waka ho bi si hu say won so na ka ho bi ya na mo say won ka ho de a it make you feel if they say e mi ni na ma obi kokudi boni ani say me so me ka ho bi o mu say e mi ni na mo de nti hu say na won ka ho de bit me you afi sana mran ko
okay yenko ye chikaka ansa na judgment ni beba na ni nansa no ne nim se lawyer Samuel Atachia de adesede bi ato court n'anim se emran ne fa bi e wo se nka ye ma entrase na se court no entwen judgment no so the judgment e ba no entwen so na omonko penchire mu e wo Supreme Court ansa na no court ne kwa assistant judge no wa ma sa akwanya no eno oto aso de ne judgment ne bai sa eho no ye be ka se ama fair trial no ho asem no ye be ka se adampe fair trial kakra na ye be ka se eno ye hwe sa ensem na eno na maya mache ma Wontumi ne council ne ya mom fair trial na
ina fair ubia ena wanye fair ye council say ina ye said that ye ti ase na se pese kire se be ku ana ye pesa nkene mafa no enye ne sa na akofa no asa CCB asa pu bibisa ye kan so wanye fa ya mse sanse bi na ye pese ye kan ni mu no nyese wodo anu kan keke ne se no kre so ati ase ye wo emran ne kwan ya ye fa so ye de ya de enti se wona ma no so a na so bi kan se wanye fa ya nipa na e se daka e bi obeso de se udi keke nti de hia titiru no se wo de emran ye adwuma wo de adwuma nko de a uni ha so ati ase now so mo kan se mo de adesede be to court ni me application say on besanka asam ni baby ye de ko Supreme Court na yetimi ehwese Supreme Court echichiri mu a na fi hu baby ku eda na fi ejina so e de ato asem no so na se case e wo court na se judge e ti case no so na se yedi case na ye nyina ye nim se e na case se che wo court ye mpenisa e ade ha wo Ghana ha ne to so mienu obi wo ho so a esa so onim se ahokyere beba nti no wo ma na kwanya na da bi obe ha wadwen no de nsem a enam na kwam no de aba beto wanim na o de semre mi na no esa kwese ye friend buying the time or buy time so what you say or de twentwen so na o de ahwene ma bi anim enti se wo ama wanye men kan see my adwuma as a lawyer for 24 years
okay
my cases be pa ye cases my court judges different anim judge bia ne sene on the case judge bia ne style your judges be o hon mo you very firm so what you say ono no oti akonwa ni mu a o handle the court no untimi nkonku di agro ho your judges be bresa ho o kan se say ya eno anu we eno mo akwan so ma me wasting time so what you say e bi wo so a obe wani de oyi na we hu no oyi nani oya no ama omre kakra eya no ama omre kakra so what you say enti me hu ni say yeah mame otemuafo
Audrey
lordship or the Kokuviti.
Yeah,
she was very firm with the case na now no won't allow any opportunity for people to create unnecessary delays. So what you say, and as a human who nimsua will be wasting time.
okay,
Unim wajuma na so be wasting time who straight away. Inti say o man akonya na next one na o people no say that say o man akonya o be so man akonya emra no ma ho kwan so be boagu into here application na sa application no na ehun hia
oh sabon
oh na ehun hia kra de no mo ye ni na no na e delete artist and the akwa pie ko bi so onye biem inti fufuro mra attach ya ba ni na delete artist ejuma no ye cha omo ye ade na o te kira ohun na delete artist na no omo ye just to buy time. They were afraid case na no mo di e say case na nye what am I say case na nye. And they couldn't have done anything about it because during the investigation time, no, omumi enu nsem na meka omumi enu nsem na mo kan no, embwebura ene ni hia. Enti already na mo akekere mo ho da. Enti case abebe mu as a lawyer, case ni nya. Very difficult for you. Enti I can tell you say lawyers me no ba case ni mo no. They're having a very difficult time. But acquire political because of Wontumi politics in Tino. Now they have to play some games. But the only a waste of time. As application, say okay say emrano baby kuwa a creative offense. No baby kuwa a creative the punishment for the offense. No, ni na ni fa ko. Nemo two different places. In genuinity go for interpretation. What is the meaning of that? Because it doesn't have any meaning. Doesn't matter. You see, the law is that a money panel koya boni ni wi, and money panel koya di ni wi, and son of a creative law, I criminalize it at the any panel ye. What do I say? But at the time money panel ya di no, say na emrano or hormone de dadia, obutumi de butme isumbrano, edietiano.
Okay, so
it doesn't matter. Say the law is in one place and the punishment is another place. It doesn't matter as long as the law is there. That's what violated here. It will apply to you. And to call for interpretation and do say or say running in Ashafa. Answer the idea. And only require see the Supreme Court interprets the Constitution. And then the High Courts they interpret statute.
Okay.
So they have an interpretation. So that is the difference. And yet BBI and the Supreme Court ever interpret it. When we are talking about a statute, because Minerals and Mining Act is a statute. It's a law passed by the Parliament of Ghana. So what they say, and it is a constitution. And there's some confusion or ambiguity in our court for interpretation. There you go to the Supreme Court. But when it comes to the general laws of the country, and a part of the constitution, never an interpretation. The High Court is granted the jurisdiction to be able to interpret it. And your constitutional provision work as well for constitutional interpretation.
Okay.
What do I say? And your constitutional provision work as well for constitutional interpretation. Statute. And how do you ask the Supreme Court to come and interpret the statute? So, and I did no more by time. I did on the by time. Into can say, oh my fair, I was to become a book and you know correct.
And say, yeah, can't. Yavaka send you a course in no. From time I did my own to me copy say judgment banani. Or share process sell any process in irregularity beyond my baby.
May whom any irregularity be my more example. The senior the last day 20th na judgment in the bottom. Now attaching the letter the ababeto. Say want to me be binti Njankebaya into Seda. You what they say? See, under normal circumstance, let me say mature letters for adjournment several times. It is not something that is wrong. It is permitted in our practice. Okay. What I say, BBA to me see because in human beings we don't have control over what happens next. BBA to me see TMBA. And to me take a date. And go do sa date na BBS here. EBC who can want to member. Ubet me this all letter the court akos judge. Judge who are ultimately would be what the young from so. No consider no to as a national. So but we share the judge in the can attach a letter no one. Or say, letter now the buyer. I'm even surprised the content the letter now attaching a true. So because it was the end of my judge in the year. one of the letter no or try to say we say Tama for date no appointment in this appointment in it I'm out me now would himself no appointment that I didn't know Tama for date one.
Okay, that's in a die court in the judgment whereby and I saw much choose date from the judgment whereby he was in the noon said date we near the
that is it. That is it. Sana 70 80 so yes how much judge bubufu. So we are sad now, my judge bufu. In practice no ye masa. So what you say? 80 say who say bibi o hon me be kwan. Sada na court efa education na say be to asem no. Bibi be si hu kwan a o so woka opa muka. Na judge consider na yetimi fa a different date e be boa obia. Name at the time I ever date in whom said date I have for Sadano, be been to whom to me, no one can not to a dusua, not for actually the Abase, time I ever date in Nam Sadano, Nama committee, no say
Freedom Radio 89.3 FM. The evolution of freight.
Anything I judge Boguye. And the application or see uncle for interpretation. Rules in our application when they does. What I say, judge can say, or manage judgment now. Or be consider application on the judgment into the home in why so be on the judgment or the benin. And random judge be a who can with me answer. So they are the idea cocota. Either said judge ni generation waka and no separate. No webua, no matwaso. And now her senate no to make us a train. In your case in you, case in you, Nasamidi, case in the judgment about so application win. No my kind of was a move. And random judge in Hoka. Ntu here as na judge ne or say our application say enko for interpretation no me hu nti me ma me judgment na be ka hu asemu nti the whole trial was fair bibi a judge ne bia me hu beduku a wafom what they say say me hu ya nka me meka but I have not seen anything na judge na ya a procedurally wrong on bit me agina so but matesa so be ko appeal. I wish them good luck.
Say o akoye mrani ni o hwe say the asem ni ni koye echire nkomo aba bepem sabre any the opposition ekana unyi ni say substance kakra wo de omo ekana especially we Chairman Wontumi conduct in the past.
Oh say never be edi boni ema yedi omo asem na ya yedi omo tum what you say but obia nkonko kan say bibinti ina akoba ne sa yina wa ha yinim say Chairman Wontumi na can say bebre but all they are not to njan question o si bi say ho ne say Chairman Wontumi no or minor concession and also ni minor concession. That's the first point. Okay, we all know say or minor concession. Okay, so or minor concession say concession the ma only the ma wo ye mfa ma obi fufro in JB say on the second question say in the second accused person or no e kan case ni ho no or e den no ba concession. What you say? Okay, you know, I just say nipa no about concession. Ba ne say no buy. Bibi anso ye no mra na ye de. Enti say one man the kwan say omra concession mu a ono ye mfa concession ma na ya. Wo fa mra kwan so e na o ma nipa no ba concession mu na. These are the questions we need to be asking ourselves. It's not about sitting somewhere and saying anything that comes in your mind. What I say no what the conversation because we are kobanesa ni usu hunuma yina. Meti America say me explain so many things about the law. A man for muti yina no so mu pick a lot of things from it. In the stage here we learn from each other. What they say, especially those who are subject matter experts who can explain, you can also learn. Not being so to go to gym. That's how it is. And the Casabe no ya na a confusion ma. Na I say will be having. Na dia anka nipa bi sua na boa no. No okoko di ade a M1 eji. So and the band is saying we say to the bua afabinu omuna enyomo de but kasa no I say ye de to fam na emu no ye pe enema bitimi aboa na e de atu ekotu dwum se na bia next time yen so bibi san konkoto ye nti o kan say ni nsem bi o kan tin ya target na that is not the issue here nipa no concession a fact concession no or the obi akum a fact nipa no so ya che no a fact ena nipa no so okubu no so enya mra kwan so de ko a fact ena adwuma no ye no so oni hu kwan so be a fact enti ena kekabom emaye sa chia achi omo a ebom ko adua ko gina kota ye di omo asema ye hu sampa de course nyina no kure ene e friends ye di omo atum ena afi so asotwe de mbom so no emramu so kra no mo a mo kasa wo position bi a MPP for no mo president Akufo-Addo ene mo 8 years na mreso no na mo na mo ko this friends increased and also enhanced punishment in the by njafe we had ko kasa ni nsem bi okukan enya ni nsem bi okukan what I say because se nipa na nya de no dia obeka so kifa be binti na oye nsa but fact ni na aguye ni fact ni na aguye mo no mu no agye tum say ona ma ho kwan say second accused person nko na assassin ni mo die nti a o se onko no so nko land reclamation obi a undua ayi kube no fanteneka onu anu mu asem no nti wagye tum say ampa nipa ne ko na assassin me boa nipa no so agye tum say amesme ko assassin ni mo wan ka se me nko reclamation wo se me nko na me nko mine say se me nu enti o ko so ba fo bedem
Council may share there. Yet name say a Chairman Wontumi. If you say our queen, yes, I say Wakoya Galamsey. This is according to the court.
Yes.
But charge a day a board and say Miss Renamakaya. Or say as assigning mineral rights without approval and purposely facilitating an unlicensed mining operation contrary to the Minerals and Mining Act. Senke was there no crab my judge no di nani eto so o ade aye kenyo no emu no aye yanka ni say obi na akoya hye no na nka bia wo man minimum sentence na wakwa man 20. I think that should have been a mitigating factor in a year judgment judge ne e dey e buy ni
say judge no ehun say mu twantra ohun mo bo what you say on say make say on mienu wonu ma asem no we can we ni nyina nhia. Into the question is, hina na etwa antro na hina na eka nokore. Because ensem you know, ni nyina anya pe. Ba ko se wo de meku mu se me nkwai mane. E na mine so na meye. Nti wuju so no de na ye nokore. What you say? E na wo tumi say man ka say ko na kwai mine wo, me se kwai land reclamation. Nti say ya mpa say o ka che ni pa ne say onko no nko reclamation, no nko bia ko bi. E na all year mine ya. I don't want to stop no. What I say? There's even evidence pointing to the fact that we will make it available friends and facilities for him to be able to procure excavators and what they're doing. Yes, a Ketadua use which may use for the reclamation, which may use for mining. Whichever you look at it, and they all fit for the two activities. But the thing is that so we'll say only panel reclamation, no one who saw oil mining, I didn't see that one stop. There's nothing on your side to show say you did anything to stop the person from going contrary to what you had agreed. One of channel. It is a court who say move can try. Difficult say obu mobo. Oh, you can't plea bargainer. Many times it's about you admitting what you are saying, so that in the process you don't waste the cost time to go through a very lengthy trial. One of channel to come to the same conclusion that if you had admitted that, we would have come to. But because you didn't, we had to go through the whole lengthy process and waste everybody's time and waste resources to come to the same conclusion. Into the reason why I play bargain, now a kita lesser punishment in the say, you've saved everybody's time, you've saved resources, and you've also admitted nipe biya so jeni fum so tumu a etwe so aya etiso ano nya den so biya na so yeden. One difference. That's how it is. It is you who say who chantro. Wa won so wa won kan no kure no. Na ye hu de be na o gina o de chinchine na we see ya. Who chantro there. Into at that stage no. I think say counting na judge no one man minimum no come on 20 years because as a mummy ni na no. No bo mutirimu po. Se mo be de munim sense.
Council ma yenhwe nipa na emu na wo ya de no. Judgement here by no. Ono ne de yante no hwe. Ono ne kwere prosecution witness yi. No nipa na emu na waje atum say oh ade ani mukotu yi. Do Chairman Wontumi say onkoye reclamation but ono so ka say onkoye mining. Ono emu no wo ya de no. Sabre yi ja no mo ono no ko. Na nipa na concession ye ne de ne de ne kotum. Eho no eye adwuma sen ye is it because we obey prosecution witness no 18 na ne eja no ana eho no ehon 70 say
o say make us see and make can play bad until I make us say me and I would have taken advantage of the plea bargain.
Okay,
because somebody can't cast us because we hear us now they honestly no they should have acted, smarter under the circumstance in doing everything to get some kind of a plea bargain, because especially when your own colleagues take advantage of it, no sanka also more really for that na mo head and kabeba, because more take advantage. And yes, I job free you. Uber can see on one co prison.
Freedom Radio 89.3 FM.
Excavators in what they what I say, part of the plea bargain, and American say, who say plea bargain, the essence, and say, Uber Jatu near whom.
Okay.
Now, one say, Ubi Ambre. As simple as that. Because Uber Mayako, a very lengthy trial, every day be a faka, a cop. On the mission, Mbefa me a judge, Mbefa penny paper, there be a metro. There be a name dream case. Uber can see ya, and then see what can see. Yet then can't tell you about maybe few who witness about vacancy, or some tomb was not cooking kind. There be also make a record, or some require research, or some make up a logbook book mini if you answer make a cotton because of case in tea. What I say, if you take me through all this trouble and I come to the same conclusion, then I say 2 years and that's make me about 10 years, I'm in 5 years. Because all my brain for be any so no sanka uji too. And those other people need the omono. And yes, I don't know, sir, men American, why are this smart? And the prison sentence no one ya, name one ya suke. Or my Japadi be home no more. I buy naji. You see, now buy nafa. And so, Sabaka demu dia, if I Japadi and I say, Unya for Hudia. I have far better. I think it was a smart move by the prosecution witness.
Council, you share options they are available to Chairman Wontumi, a bride, on any council, a bride judgment no aban. In him so wait me a appeal. Appeal now or corner. Near my ben no beti major so a day a building ne case or appeal no him.
I'm yet to see any solid ground that can help them. Almost say, and maybe one more. Yeah, not to send I say, ye movie anything. Or a lot of our political cases, we don't focus on the substance. But in Yama, it beat me a year from now. My creative sensation, any sympathy. I think so. No, most of the time, many people do. In America, say, oh, say, I can't say, oh, appeal. Yes, so sorry, I know appeal. And remember, who can say, Kona appeal. But say, appeal. Ebe to emrenim and now say emrane ne befa, and that's the most important thing, because the same thing, the same principle. So we call appeal court. Now we call say appeal court emre. Now say kofa nkrata ni na dey call so court room. No more for judgment no so no go through. No more here no who say ebi a judge ne kra no hu mobodo. Appeal na dey ba na baba 20 years, no between 5 years, I count 25.
Maximum sentence.
I mean that. Emma find a competing to be massy account. A CDB, I'll call appeal. Who fellows who meet me a appeal to be the Mecamico. Ubacon, Yabema enhanced sentence. Yado, a such in back home. They see every day, but people don't know this. And it is not like say, oh, make appeal, not the Mecana go. Also, make sure say, so who appeal now. A very big grounds of appeal. So grounds of appeal, no. And only in your suntia or yapio. Saying in us one, near ma, or call catcher appeal court, and they say, say near ma, we are a course or court, no. We share judgment now. Our judgment judge the buyer, no. Sign ma, we judge now for an Adrian Cosso. San called now drink Cosua and Cassim any bit me a dummy. So, dear. Yes, okay, appeal. And near ma, who just with the aqua appeal near ma say a shot. It was a Sadi with San Cacanhua and Cassim any bit me a dummy. Send your corn, yes, I know San Cacono. A one out to me the society on appeal. The yes, I'm a quay appeal. Let me be a no could because even appeal neck a crown or paper now. What fillet what prepare Eddie Akoto court say I have way appeal. You're saying prepare never. And our grounds only very, very important. You're saying a quite fast way and also prepare never. And Tinina must fall within the context of the law. And we share the grounds of appeal on the pet. When you have grounds of appeal on the pet. Now, compel say, my men could have record. She say, I need panic candia. My men could have record to see me bisa or hold more. into cohere record mu na why judgment to be bisa hope no say there be from so baby. Appeal is always intended to redirect the outcome of the case because there is something contained in the case which was not considered or factored in by the judge who sat on the case. In no say appeal court no take a second look at what happened. No so who say bibisa significant to more material enough bit me turning the outcome in a different way. Then you know say you are making progress.
My Mr.
appeal and the open bit me at any time.
Application and lawyers needed to ma court no anga. Won't mean engineer no so nko appeal.
Somebody maka say open so ya appeal bibi out me chiro deko. But enye me here.
Dia kana. Okay.
Enye me here. The here say appeal na wo ko. Wo grounds only solid enough for me attend the case in your favor. That's the most important thing. So grounds are the con here. Bibia keke dey fine. And American. And na uti anye yi a. Wo wie no. Na appeal court hu say wasan be waste your time aka. When ma ode ba yin so bi enso. Be waste your time. As one won tefo. Boss na ho no. Ya san punish bi wasan aka.
And my Mr. said, if you were the counsel for Chairman Wontumi, what would be your advice to him?
Oh, sir, maybe they are me a case, so maybe they know something I don't know.
Okay.
I can state that.
Okay.
And I even assuming, me can't say Samra. Assuming says see me too, of course. My friends who brabe ya pay mami. Me can't say ban sa me kwakwe. Ne mo asem kan me asem na meka. Even if in sana tipwa that instance now. I will not rush to tell you, say, oh, I am happy. As a lawyer, I will not do that. Because when I'm a case, and what I will do is that I would request for all the records. Now judgment, no so my requesting. Now, whatever, even the police investigation, or diary of action, any the police caution statement, any charge statement, any witness statement, what I did, call to police station, I'll call for all of them. What I say, and then I'll do a comprehensive analysis of the entire case. Then I'll come to a firm conclusion based on the law and send my advice on the way forward. What I say, almost a year case in India, they definitely know more than Ubi Ameti case na menka. If they believe that there is something that the court should have considered or they didn't consider, or there was a particular lobby significant, if they had adverted their mind to it. You could have changed the outcome of the case in what they are there. They are always at liberty to go on appeal. And it's what is important to have a solid ground of appeal. That's the most important thing.
Because Mami Mr. said, oh yeah, member of the ruling NDC.
Yes.
Now, and seven by no, and now a year minority in Parliament press conference year. There's been members of the NDC and some effort say omo a year Galamsey. Yeah, it be why the request I called to say you could informal, but it appears government yes selective and they are fast investigation, and it is true. Since there are members in government are involved in Galamsey. After Chairman Wontumi case, Oman for Enshenimu said now government will go after its own people. Now Oman airs and so the omejidam rainy man.
Okay, yo, madam was an initial question we. I want say, you can say, yeah, if you more. I was say it me if you every young baby come, I didn't have it. So, maybe tea, Miss Mitty, be say, yes, yeah, investigation be a fan for you. Sir, yeah, real investigation, see me, maybe.
Okay.
So what I say. See a real investigation. And I ever call you. You knew Wontumi call you. What I say? But if I say, who fit preoccupied, who is here, Muja never. You prepare your own idea. Ain't he, sir? Your investigation view. Now, who say, Ampa, as a message in who bone, Wakoye. And now there be with you in Jatuso and Yanokre, Upina said I can't get you see whom in your sanity. At least your investigation, you am I who the outcome of the investigations. Ain't he omo be press conference almost say and this will be into your home investigation in a selective justice. They should have been able to tell us say cases in the omo kanima your investigation and I who sampa Omumbo mti ose edi omkokot. Na yen for munko e. Ingenuity selective justice and your can submit yasi. But you also follow.
Yeah.
Mo mbeka say no. Mo mbeka say sa case aye kan ho some investigation ye and am pa ye hu say omhobon wu. Na yen for munkokot. Ne de Chairman Wontumi di ako. Ingenuity selective justice. Mo ntimi ameka ne sa. Mo di an say in crofo bi investigation and na omo de yen for munkokot here. Inti o kan sa nya dem no be yadwen because we need to know the outcome of the investigation first. Then we can determine whether we are going to make progress with either a charge or a discharge. In the Nipano, the investigation we na say the home boom more where Jarman neko. Then you discharge. Nimu say idea Nipan who boom more no charge not neko court. They need to be able to tell us the outcome of those investigations. Then we can assess what they are saying.
As a member of government, or assessment of government fight against Galamsey no, and then now become a found. So they are buying a co Galamsey no. Unhuni saying a koye na baby or where was all Mushem.
So far so good. It can't be perfect. But I can guarantee you say won't me the abbey. I must be ever form 100. So that's it. Won't me the abbey. A month for be ever form 100. I can guarantee you that. Because Obi Kaja why I say enti I quite to say oh yeah ABI hu ye muai and ABI oh yeah and I hu ye one me channel and na obi wo baby a obo ho ban nti ya say ya kata wo so nti hu ne mu no obi de ne hu no ono de ne say da nya Galamsey but part of Galamsey because no one mu obi hu kwan mining ya nipa ni payment and Galamsey illegal mining. And it is still a case of illegal mining in the court, but except that the charge no what they are saying around the assignment. That's the whole picture.
Yeah.
So we need to get a follow within the illegal mining. And the obia or obia me said they will all set up. Imagine also the two me maybe no more ye no. I'm hesa o me me because look,
mining as a
mining as a if you say mine no, you discuss put on the ship. We any years who are Sikapudo Nunya and Mohomo. Sana, I didn't acquire. Into any year preco. Because we any year, I'll be your sika. One any year, Ube your sika. But say we any year, Unyasa. One any year, Ube Yasa. What I say, into any year preco. Not the open on Sanka, now some chamber. It's as simple as that.
One for Nibiaka say politicians, no, Mupi ba Montea, Muya said, Muya Munia Manco, and a back door, Mamu, even if from the opposing sides, Musha, which Rosa, Munko. Na Diabe, Mode dad or man for na more man for so one yana, ye fighting Galamsey, ye prosecuting Crawford, by Chairman Wontumi any na or Western Swaba. A member of government, size a mean Comuya across you, and then now can their found.
Me who is I? Me who is I? What just so be a question be no be good income. Well, media men can be me whom you knew be uncas being good income. And I means me, idea me who has mean to make a house. Into be new be a question be a good young coma. I owe hobby. Into me, idea me who, as other Bible no crack up. Or see the idea you. No, see a day. You didn't want dance here. Me, come so be new be a question of income.
Okay.
Into me to make us I mean to make us a head.
Right. I will say, Castle Pacho.